Would you like to play a totally normal video game? SWAPMEAT is our co-op action game where you swap body parts of the weird aliens you defeat to steal their powers. It's inspired by games like Risk of Rain and Helldivers, and also by our favorite weird cartoons and comedy. You can wishlist it on Steam and sign up to playtest at playswapmeat.com. You and your buds are meat scientists for Angriest Meats, a multi-galactic corporation that's totally above board, nothing weird or illegal going on here. While planetside, your job is to complete as many missions as possible while facing down increasingly challenging enemies, then call down the Harvester to extract the planet's meat core. SWAPMEAT's a roguelike game. As you level up on a run, you'll unlock crazy powerful items to optimize your galaxy brain build. You'll also pick up all kinds of goodies while you're planetside that you can use at the company's store to permanently unlock weapons, passive abilities called mutations, and artifacts, which are kind of like ultimates. At the end of a run, you'll get a star rating based on how good a gamer you were, which will multiply the rewards you bring back home. Harvest enough meat cores and you can try your luck in beefy boss fights inspired by our favorite Souls-likes and MMO raid encounters. What do you think? Would you play a game this deranged?
Well, hey, current and future meat scientists. I'm Steve from Angriest Meats, and I am delighted to be here with the team from One More Game today. One More Game is the indie studio that's developing SWAPMEAT, the co-op third-person shooter I live inside. So you can imagine it's a real mind fork to be talking about the dudes, talking to the dudes that made me. SWAPMEAT is a roguelite shooter for 1 to 4 players where you drop onto bizarre alien planets and swap mate with the alien weirdos you defeat to steal their powers. Please drop us a wish list, it really helps out. And if you want to play before the game comes out, just sign up to playtest over at playswapmeat.com. We open it up every so often, and if you refer 3 friends, your whole squad automatically gets in. We are going to play a run with the devs here. I'm going to ask some questions, and we're just going to tell you all about our wacky video game.
Yeah, so the whole, taking enemy body parts and losing body parts based on health. There's a really old arcade game called, I think, Time Killers. That as a kid, I was just like, oh, that's hilarious. You can use your legs and the guy's hopping around and stuff, protecting gameplay. So that always kind of stuck with me and was the genesis of the SWAPMEAT mechanic. Because we, as a studio, we really like roguelites and that game space, but we wanted to do our, some kind of fresh take on the experience and do something that was just funny to play with friends and multiplayer. So that's kind of where the idea came from.
What are some of the inspirations for the game outside of other games? What are some of so obviously this is a pretty wacky, cartoony world. Are there any kind of cartoons or IPs that we love that kind of inspired us to make SWAPMEAT the way it is?
Well, we have Doug Williams as our principal concept artist on, and there's so much character that got added to the game when we brought him on, and it's slowly kind of evolving into this kind of Nickelodeon style, like the 90s cartoon vibe, which we're all children of the 90s and 80s, 90s, and it just seemed the identities started to form, and it seemed like a fresh space visually to explore. So. We even have slime.
You gotta have slime.
Yeah, my first thought, Steve, was asked that question, was I feel like the team is self-inspiring, we inspire each other, and on a daily basis we kind of, it's interesting watching this game unfold, just because we kind of just do the thing that makes us laugh on any given day, we do think about all the systems and everything, but as soon as we're just messing around, just joking around, there's so many elements in this game that are just literally some kind of throwaway joke, and then it just it's in the game, right? And so I think that's an element that suits us really well, because we just want to have fun, like Jason's saying. We want others to have fun, and we're just kind of it's almost a game of making one itself. For me.
Yeah, we kind of joke about it being like a weird improv group, the team in general, and on the visual side, we had these buff muscleman walking around as placeholder, and then one of our animators decided, well, if the legs are all muscly, we might as well make him make him squat as the idol pose. And then he sent that to Rocky, our animation director, and said, said, "Forgive me, Lord, for I have sinned," or "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." And a little.
Some of our other inspirations that are, on the game side are Risk of Rain 2, Helldivers, Hades, Dead Cells. There's a lot of games that we've been inspired by throughout building this as well. If you look up into the sky, you'll feel these drop ships, and every once in a while you'll see what we call a gobble gazer, which is a flying turkey head with a spotlight, and if it spots you, it'll call down a drop ship. Looks like one's going down on the Jason right now. And they are quite literally a visual indicator for how aggressive the planet is. When you start on a planet, is easier. We've been on this planet for about 5 minutes, and there are more and more drop ships in the air. So you're kind of like pushing your luck on how much you want to get done, how many resources you're going to gather and complete so you can upgrade yourself later, or items you're going to acquire through leveling up, with dealing with all these enemies that are eventually going to descend upon you. When we get down near about 5 minutes, drop ships will start just coming down and dropping enemies into different areas of the map that are more challenging than the ones that were originally there.
Well, the harvester's here. So what is all this meat goop?
You want to tell him, Jason?
Yeah, this is the planet's meat core. As in the future, humanity realized every planet does have a meat core, and Rangus is harvesting that to progress meat science. And we're just here to make sure the equipment works, kind of like deep sea drillers. Really, violence is the last resort at Rangus, but sometimes you have to do it for the company.
There's a wasp torso over here. I see.
Oh yeah.
Jamie, you look like
I'm on my way.
eyeball at the moment.
I guess I won't be greedy. I'll let you.
Strongest loadouts possible.
Oh yeah, hold on, let me slam these guys first. There you go.
In a previous iteration of meat swapping, we were brutal and you would actually lose your weapons and everything, but luckily we were generous and let you keep your guns as a little meatball.
Oh, you're gonna want to get in the harvester.
Whoa.
Go.
Oh yeah, the friendly spiders murdering you.
I don't know. My Rangus employee training taught me that there's no good guys planet side, but maybe that's wrong.
Well, they all accept bullets. We're aiming the bullet first.
I love when the
Did you use the meat blender?
I did. It gave me meat sword
Yeah.
legs instead of spider legs, which I would say is an upgrade.
All right, let's do what I get. Oh, I got a butcher head. Okay.
What would Butcher
Like
Head
that?
do?
Super meat mush.
Ah.
So it's like a ghost trap. Yeah.
Thanks for taking a look at our video game Swap Meet. Steve here from Rangus Meats, signing off. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.